Roxo Media House.
Yeah. So how you been?
Man, life's great.
Oh my God.
I recently got into golf.
Woo.
Because gonna be like, so two giants from Jersey Mike.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to MyTurn, Voices of Student Athletes. We are joined today with Andrew Coker, good friend of ours. You know, met him about 4 years ago. Obviously met through TCU Football, and I thought it would be a good idea, to bring him in. Since we see each other every day, I feel like, we have a lot of things to talk about. Especially, I'm sure there's a lot of things that you could say today that we don't know about. So, yeah. So how you been?
Man, life's great.
Oh my God.
I recently got into golf.
Okay.
I've been trying to recruit. I recruited B. Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it in the last episode.
Yeah, I recruited B. Cole into golf.
Dude, how many times do you go?
I mean, so it really just depends because, we'll go every weekend for sure, at least once. But, and then it depends on the weekdays. It really depends on how sore I am. Yesterday I was.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. Bro, you went yesterday?
We did go yesterday.
Dude, it was 111. I think
No, it was hot, but, it wasn't to the point where, bro, we used to practice that, bro.
Yeah, we did.
It wasn't like if you went outside and you didn't know how hot it was, you'd be like all right, it's a hot day. But it wasn't nothing to you know what I'm saying?
Who got you into golf?
Man.
Okay, wait. Before that, did you look at golf like, ugh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm like,
Same thing.
oh, yeah. I'm like, golf. I'm like, bro, what? You don't have to be an athlete to do this. Then you go out there, the ball's not even moving. You can't hit it, But who got me into it? So I'm not gonna say anybody really got me into it, but we all kind of got into it at the same time.
Yeah, dude, I remember we were
You know
eating,
what I mean?
I wasn't sure if it was dinner. It was probably lunch. And what is it called? The Masters? Is that what it is?
Masters.
It was on. And everybody was like, oh, my God, look at him. And I'm like, dude,
Where'd this come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're because okay, so if you actually start playing golf, if you ask around on the team, how many guys actually play golf, you'd actually be surprised.
Yeah.
I would think. Or how many, not even just the guys that are on team, but adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people y'all mentioned, I'm like, I didn't even know. Oubre, and y'all say,
Oubre.
Coach Oubre, and y'all say he's actually good.
Yeah.
He
never
was
would've
swinging,
thought.
bro. Whoa.
Never would have.
Okay, who's the best one that you think that you played with so far?
Oh man. So I haven't played but Griff.
Griff?
Yeah, I haven't played with Griff. I haven't played with Griff, but I've heard Griff is
He's our
good.
kicker.
Yeah, Griff's our kicker. He's pretty good. Brent's pretty good.
What?
Brent has his on and off days.
What?
Dom's pretty good, but Dom doesn't ever want to play this. So did you know Dom is a PGA certified caddy?
Oh my
You can go out there
God.
Yes. And be like, yeah, you gotta get 9-9 here.
How do you even get to that point?
I don't know, bro. You know Dom be doing all that.
Just
All right,
does
so for
stuff
the people
and
who
then
don't
just
know,
casually brings it up.
For the people who don't know, Dom, he's an ROTC guy, is a tight end for us. He's literally like Captain America. He's 6'4",
Oh
200.
my God, he is.
He is he's 6'4", 250. He's just a great guy. He does everything right. That's Dom. Okay, and he surprises me every day with just something new like that. Like how. You went to
I bet he freaking he watches it on TV. He's like, oh, he did that wrong. Freaking caddy.
It probably, but yeah, golf is fun. It's kind. I think it's kind of addicting, honestly.
Really? So you play basketball too. So if you were to compare the two in terms of, I know you grew up with basketball.
Yeah.
But
Basketball. So I enjoyed playing. I enjoyed playing basketball a lot. I really did. But basketball is one of those sports where, I feel like when you hit a certain age, you're gonna lose it.
So you're saying golf's forever?
I think golf is because you'll see some dudes out there who are literally, they gotta be 60.
Yeah.
And they'll go out there and put up a decent round of
Dang,
golf. But I
dude.
feel like basketball, because us now, we get so sore.
Yeah.
We're gonna go out and play a pickup game. We'll play for a couple hours.
That
and
sucks, dude. I didn't even think about that,
when we're
bro.
40, we'll be out after playing a pickup game. We'll be out for 3 days. Like I said, we'll be done. We'll be on the couch for 3 days. Can't do anything.
Recovery.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I still love playing basketball. It's a great time. Now we're getting close to season. Can't play as much.
Yeah, I'm
You know
not
what I mean?
good. That's why I'm playing golf.
Yeah, man.
I need to go with y'all, bro. I just don't get it. I don't.
Golf?
I'm not gonna lie.
The problem is, okay, it's addicting because you'll hit one good shot, you'll be like, oh, I can do
Like
this.
potential is there. That's what happened. Like, I was hitting straight dirt. All I see is like patches of grass flying left and right. And then I swing one time out here. And
you're like, okay.
So we're at the range and we're lined up. We're all lined up. The range is like this way, so we're hitting like this. And Biko's behind me, and all I hear is just dirt, dirt. And then you hear like that good sound,
like,
and then I look back at Biko. He goes, yeah.
Dude, we went to Top Golf. It was probably like 2 months ago with D Money. Dude, my hip. We got done the next day. My hip was sore.
Yo,
I'm like, bro, I don't even know if I was doing it right.
Yeah, hips, back, all that. I mean, it takes a lot more than like you can't just use your like muscles just
technique. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very technical sport.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take me one day, probably next week.
He gave me his old clubs. We can go today.
Ah,
Go to the range. Bucket costs. Hey, give you a glove
cheap.
for $12.
It's cheap. Yeah, bro.
A bucket of golf balls like $20.
No, it's really cheap. Like, okay, the sport altogether is not cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. Like, I just bought my new clubs and got them reshafted, regrifted, and all that. And the clubs were $400. They're used clubs, and all that.
Used?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're used, but they weren't like in terrible shape. They're 2019, so they're a couple years old. But then you get them reshafted. I got them reshafted for a stiff shaft, and then I got them regripped because you had to get them regripped. And all together, I think it ended up being like $750, something like that. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, all right, I'm gonna use these golf clubs for like at least 10 to 12 years. You know what I mean? Until I make until you try to make some real money.
And then I think I asked you this too. It's like good for like business.
Yeah,
business
of course,
for the
of course,
businesses,
yeah,
too.
of course.
Just go golf and discuss things.
Yeah, I mean, because that's just like what a lot of people do in the business realm. They just they go golf because that's what they do to hang out.
Yeah,
and like, and in my opinion, I think you should at least be good enough to go out there and put up a reasonable round. You know what I mean? Like, at least make some sort of contact with the ball. Keep it in some kind of play.
You go out there on a business meet, you start hitting dirt 6 times in a row.
Do you think that would like be like I'm not business?
Okay,
time.
yeah, kind of.
If you suck at golf,
I mean,
you
not
think
like
someone's gonna be like, I don't want to do business.
Not like because you suck at golf, but they're gonna be like, this guy's like not like us or not like me. You know what I mean? Like he's different than I am in a sense, though. But keep in mind though, like even professional golf was dominated by like white players, and like us being African American, I feel like that'd be like a cool thing. Like, oh, you can golf.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's really cool. So I think that's
So
cool.
if y'all ever want to go golfing with Andrew Coker, just let him know.
Hey, the best round I put up was a 93, and I think that. Oh, hold on, pause. I put up a 93, right? And John's like, oh,
John
yeah.
Lands for
John goes,
line.
he says, I know he didn't play with nobody, right? He played with his friends from home. He's like, yeah, I shot 94 today. We're like, okay, John. We go yesterday. John shoots like a 115.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm dead.
At the on and off days.
But yeah, if you want to play with him, don't hit him up on Instagram because he's hacked right now.
Oh, man. If anybody knows how to help with that, please reach out to Steve, Nicole, or myself.
Oh, my God.
Find a way because I need it.
Yeah.
My blue check, man.
Need it.
I ain't getting it now.
But yeah, so I guess we'll ask about where how you came up, where you're from, and just how things were. Because again, like me and him, I don't think we know a lot about that. Like I don't think we know your parents, your brother and sister, and just
sure.
How that was. So I guess you can start from birth.
Yeah, I'll start from the beginning. I'm gonna give my parents background
Yeah.
first. My dad was born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria.
You said
Lagos,
okay.
Lagos, and that's where his whole side of the family is from Lagos. He grew up there. He came over here for college. Went to University of Houston.
Wow,
which I like.
that's
now
a big thing. Hold on,
and now,
bro.
yeah. So now that I'm in college, it's funny to realize like that's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard. That's a hard thing to do. And like, he really got shipped here. Like, my parents were like, go.
He came here and then straight to college like that.
Did he know English?
Yeah,
coming over?
so in Nigeria they speak English,
Oh,
so he
okay.
knows it well enough to get by.
Yeah.
But the problem is people have a hard time understanding him because his accent was so thick.
Is it still like that?
Oh yeah,
Oh, so when
Yeah.
he gets mad at you,
it's not even get mad. It's still like
You just
so. It's
laugh
funny.
at him,
It's
bro?
funny now because now he like when he talks to us, like his kids, it's more like he just kind of lets it flow. But like if he's talking to somebody new for the first time, he kind of like
A proper,
like very like
dude.
enunciates every word so
Yeah.
people can understand them. But like if I gave you my phone and I'm like, here, talk to my dad right now, one of y'all would not be able to hear it.
God.
Y'all be like, I just don't get what he's saying. But yeah, so my dad came over here, got his degree in accounting at the University of Houston, ended up working at a Toyota dealership in Houston, and that's where he met my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So
while in college.
No, this is after college.
Okay.
He already graduated, got a degree in accounting. So my mom is from the Northside Springs, where Coach Ricker's from, or Northside Houston Spring, where Coach Ricker's from, that area. She was, we just like typical, whatever family. But so my mom ended up having my older brother in high school.
Mm-hmm.
As a 17-year-old, she had him in 93 or 94.
And how old is your older brother?
So my older brother today is, man, he's almost 30. I think he's 29, 28, 29.
Yeah.
But so she had my older brother in high school, and at the time that didn't fly with my grandma.
Yeah.
And that wasn't flying, So she ended up, I'm not for sure, but I think she ended up living with the guy she had the baby with for a little bit because he was out of high school.
Yeah.
And she was still in high school. My mom claims she was some sort of, she claims, I believe her, but she says she was like an all-world softball player. She said she was like the best thing ever. And I was like, all right. But she had, and sad part about her story is that she wanted to try out, so we never had like an Olympic or like anything outside of like, just like the club softball team. So she's going to try out for the team, but or as a junior Olympic team, she ended up having my brother, so her career was done. But she didn't want to get an abortion because she didn't believe in that, so she chose to have my brother. And then she found her way working at the same Toyota dealership that my dad did. By that time, my dad had worked his way up, and he was a manager there, and they met, and they kind of just hit it off, and they had me. When they had me, so I was born before they were married. I was only one though, so they were planning on getting married anyway. Then they had me, and here I come, little Andrew, running the mix. So my dad was making good money at Toyota dealership. He's making, he was solid. We didn't have to worry about money. So he had me. And we had our two dogs, and life was good. I had my older brother, he's 7 years older than me. Dang. And I had me, and then we had me and my brother. We were getting we had like that traditional like brother relationship. It was like
on each other all the time.
Like would you look at each other and be like, let's wrestle, let's wrestle, let's wrestle, come on. So with that, so then I'm 5. Fast forward 5 years, I'm 5. I actually just started playing football.
Dang.
I started playing football really young. And I think it was my mom's idea. My mom was just like, let's just put him in sports. Man, I was like, okay, I don't care. My dad has actually never been a big fan of not of football, but he loves the fact that I play, but like in the beginning, it's not the most important thing to him. It never has been.
Yeah.
It's always been school.
Do you think it's because he didn't see the what's the
like the path, like the journey.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so in Nigeria, it's not as big of a deal, right? Like now, of course, in the United States, being a professional athlete is like almost like a meal ticket. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people gun for that as a meal ticket, but then you kind of take a step back and realize that the sport teaches you a lot more. But yeah, so he just never really bought into that, And why would he? He didn't. He like, why?
I guess he was taught to get a job, go.
Yeah, like get your degree. You can't take away your knowledge from you. And like that was the one weapon that you had. So and my dad did a great job raising us in that regard. Like my dad. Oh my God, listen to this. So I had to make my bed every single day. Every single day, growing up, made my bed every single day, and it got to the point where there's one day in 5th grade, my dad asked me, "Did you make my bed?" I was like, "Yeah, I made it. Didn't make it." And he goes up there, checks it, didn't make it. Get a call. Comes to the school.
Oh,
picks you up. Picks me up. Go back, make your bed. Went back. I came back embarrassed. Why'd you go home? Because whenever somebody comes to pick you up from like a doctor appointment or something, you ain't coming back. You gonna go get McDonald's and then you going home. Yeah, he said, go back to school. I came back to school. What happened? I was like a celebrity for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? I ain't make my bed.
What? Oh my God.
I couldn't come up with something quick enough.
How
I was
long
like,
were you gone?
Probably like 12 minutes. Like we lived right down the street. And my dad was like, come on.
He
watch
took
me
you
up
out
there.
of school to make your bed and go back
Well, because he was just that discipline.
I know, but like
that discipline.
it's
You know what I'm
funny,
saying?
like-
That he wasn't playing. He was not playing. He did not play. Like
oh my
discipline
God.
was extremely important. You know,
Yeah,
and so he wasn't playing that.
Do you feel like it carried over?
So that part, so discipline, yes, but to make my bed part, absolutely
Yeah.
not, because it came to the point where it was like it almost became like counterproductive. Where I was like, whenever I get older, I ain't gonna make my bed. I
Yeah.
swear, you know. But even nowadays, like if I get up early, like not for workouts, like if I get up early and like I'm like on like a Sunday or something, I'll get up and make my bed.
Mm-hmm.
But like after workouts, we're getting up at freaking 5 a.m. I'm like,
Yeah.
zombie out
take
there.
naps anyways.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. So, okay, so now let's see. So I played football early. Had my little brother and sister. They're twins.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I did not know that.
yeah, they're hilarious. Growing up with twins is just it's funny because they have like that relationship where it's like shut up, Ashton.
Yeah.
Well, you're stupid, Alyssa. But then like in reality, they're each other's best friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was cool watching them grow up. I mean, I couldn't imagine what life would be like with a twin. I feel like it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I feel bad for my dad though, because it's just like talking about this with Brent and Colt, my roommates earlier today. It's just like you have to buy 2 of everything.
Yeah.
Like, do you go shopping? Shirt, shoes, like phone,
Double up.
everything. You know. So and then they're playing sports. So it's like whatever you gotta put them in this league. Did
your sister play sports too?
Yeah, my sister played. Now she plays basketball. She doesn't run track, I don't think.
She plays basketball now.
Yeah,
You
plays
give her some
basketball.
pointers.
I mean, I try to, but
She's like, "Shut up, man."
yeah, like so like girls basketball I think it's just different than men's basketball in the sense that like I've seen like our girls basketball team and at our high school was good whenever I was there. All right, whenever I was there, and it was like you could see like one girl just like hey, she taking over this game like for real, like you know what I mean, like but it's like you can always tell. It's like you can tell what kind of girls are super girly and what kind of girls are like really dominant athletically.
And try to teach you the Coker step back.
Yeah, man, I was trying to teach you. I'm like, listen, grab the ball. Oh, but for me though, like she got the ball over on 3-point line. I'm like, shoot it. She's like trying to pass. I'm like, shoot the ball. Just shoot it.
yeah.
Like it doesn't
You
like.
play pickup with her?
No,
I feel like that would be like a great.
I mean, she won't
thing
because
to
my
do.
sister is a really girly girl.
Oh, okay.
So she's like, nope, my nails are done. I'm not.
Oh
She's like,
my gosh,
she's like, my nails are
dude.
done. But even my little brother won't play with me anymore because he's like, I don't play basketball anymore. You know.
He plays football now, right?
Yeah, he plays football.
Yeah.
He's good. He plays defensive line. But yeah, he don't want to play basketball. So
What
I think
grade is he in?
he's gonna be. They're both gonna be juniors.
Okay.
He actually he got surgery on his labrum recently.
That John Land surgery.
Yeah, and I was trying. He was so beat up. I was trying to tell him like, bro, it happened.
Yeah.
Football. But then in high school, we'll skip middle school.
Go high school.
Middle school years are foggy, right?
Yeah,
You know, just
I told them earlier like I was awful at what I did.
Yeah,
And
like
everything.
middle school years are foggy. You're like, yeah, I was there. It's kind of
it really just is the people you meet. Like,
yeah. So then, fast forward to high school. My sophomore year, I made varsity.
Damn.
There was a lot of us. I think there were 6 or 7 sophomores.
And y'all were really good too.
Well, that year we were really good. I mean, that year we had either 10 or 11 Division I players on one football team. Right. We were very, very talented, but like the problem is like a lot of our division, like our whole D line, they all went and played D1 with A&M, UCLA. The only one UCLA just got drafted by the Chargers in the 4th round, and then UTEP, and the UTEP guy I think is gonna get drafted too. Praise, but yeah. So then we had those guys. They were really good. Our safety, I count him as D1 because he had all the D1 offers. He decided to go to Dartmouth.
Wow.
Yeah, he's smart. He's a very, really smart guy. Linebacker Josh from Mexico State. And then my offensive line, Bryce. I've talked to you about Bryce. He plays at A&M center, really, really good. Hayden plays at Texas. He's really, really good. And then our running back.
God, dude.
But we had that's what I'm saying. But we ran a wing T.
Yeah.
So okay. So it's funny. We ran the ball majority of the time. If we threw the ball 5 times a game, we'd have 3 touchdowns throwing the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we'd be manned up and
everybody would just
be out.
bunch it up. Mm-hmm.
So
was it hard playing like that though?
Like
or was that like all you knew? Like
it was like all you knew, and it was like Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Katie's really good.
Yeah.
They're one of the best programs in and they're in our in Texas high school football history, and they're in our district, and they ran a version of it, and they just dominate.
I didn't even know that.
And yeah, they dominate. They ran. I'm telling you, bro. You watch a K game, they're getting freaking I formation, and they're making you like it. But so it was kind of like that old school, and our offensive coordinator was an older guy. So we kind of got in that philosophy. But after my sophomore year, our head coach, he got fired. He was on administrative leave. But so we had to get in. I had 3 different head coaches in 3 years. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I had 3 different head coaches in 3 years. So then after that, so for my junior years, when he actually got fired, and then we brought in another guy. He was already in staff, but like it was just kind of different. That year we went all right. I mean, we made the playoffs. It was just kind of hard because that was also the year Hurricane Harvey happened, which is crazy. Hurricanes are crazy.
Yeah. I've never. That's why I kept asking you about it, because I don't think I've experienced some stuff like that.
Yeah,
I know I was really like scared of storms when I was younger, so I can only imagine. Like,
so yeah, like hurricanes are scary. I won't say not because of the storm, but like it's literally raining constantly. Like they will rain for 48 hours straight.
Yeah,
some sort of rain. The scary part about that is the flooding, because it's like, where are you gonna go?
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember I was visiting my girlfriend Emily. We went like downtown Houston to like some aquarium thing they have down there. I forgot what it's called.
Downtown aquarium.
Yeah, but they have like
like
we were riding like a train thing that shows like around, and the water level that shows like the Hurricane Harvey one was like 12 feet above us. Like it was crazy. And it's the thing, like all the streets are flooded, everything.
So yeah, so not even downtown, just all over Houston, we have like flood gauges. I actually saw one in Fort Worth. I was like, we have a flood gauge up here, and it was somewhere around here, and it went up to like 5 feet. Mm-hmm. But like the ones in Houston go to like 18 feet.
Yeah,
dude, I'm talking about it's crazy whenever you see places you've grown up in and you see water up to a stop sign.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure.
And you see like police officers and everybody riding around in boats and jet skis and things like that, trying to pick people up. Like I-10 at one point in time, if you got on I-10, you looked over on each side, it looked like a lake, like literally. So Hurricane Harvey was crazy, and that caused our high school football team to only play. I think we only played 8 games. Like we went straight to district play. We played one game, we played one non-conference game. We went straight to district play, and that non-conference game, after that first one, our coach he got put on administrative leave. But then our next year we got a new coach from our rival school. Sound familiar, huh?
I feel like everything you've been through, bro, is like you've done it twice.
Yeah,
like when you've been here, bro.
Yeah, literally.
So coaches.
Yep.
Just all that
change coaches. They go get our rivals, our rival high schools, not their head coach, but their DC.
Yeah.
And me and Hidden actually butt heads like immediately, like off rip.
Wow.
Because I thought he was he's a little odd to me. Like he would do this weird thing where he would like talk to you, and like I guess like his like mid thought, that he would get a thought and he'd have to go like execute that thought right now. So like we'll be talking, and you'll just be talking, going, and just walk away. You're like, Coach,
Wow.
But it was kind of weird, and that just rubbed me the wrong way. It wasn't anything bad like that.
Did that affect your like anything throughout your senior year?
No, but my senior year we came in, completely changed the offense, completely changed the defense. So it was just like, I mean, I needed it. I'll tell you that much. I needed it because I needed to figure out like what we're going through now, like how to adapt, how to change, how to learn new offenses, new schemes, how to play against different defenses on a daily basis. So it was good. I needed it. But like at the time, like TCU was already offered me like I'd already gotten the majority of my offers.
Yeah. Before your senior year.
So, and that was just because I was a big old mauler. Like y'all know, my sophomore year of high school, I was 350 pounds.
Yeah.
So I was a big dog, and I lost all that my junior year, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
Been through similar things here.
So I was asking him like, when you first got here, what was that like for you? Because I know it's different for everybody.
Oh, yeah, no.
I know me and you kind of had like the same experience.
Oh, yeah, no. We've talked about it. It's just funny. Like, it was hard. It was really hard, that transition, and for me, it was hard, like, psychologically and mentally.
And it's funny because, like, I don't think a lot of people, like, understand that, like, I think we talked about this last year, too, like, just the mental aspect of being, I guess, as an athlete as well. And I feel like it just covered and like nobody really talks about that.
Yeah.
But what I went through and what you went through is just insane to think about. You know, I didn't talk to anybody about what I was going through, and it was just so tough for me.
Yeah.
But now I feel like now it's more of a, and we talked to the guys too about, you know, if you're going through anything, man, just let us know. I promise you, you know, we won't judge and just do all that different stuff.
Yeah, you know, and I think it's good that me and you have been through this. So it's like, you know, you have like older guys who played a lot of football, like leaders that have been through it. So like it happens to everybody. But for me, yeah, it was like the transition wasn't as smooth as I thought it was gonna be, and it was that day at practice. Coach T throws me on the twos, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm ready to go twos yet, man. But I was talking to Marcus and Brandon, and they were like, man, just don't get on your back. I was like,
dude, that is the worst.
I was like,
I'll tell you why that's the worst thing to do. But go ahead.
I was like, bro, I'm not gonna be put on my back, bro. I'm big. Literally the first like series, like the third play.
Who?
Colt. What? Yes, another freshman, and Colt goes.
And he gets all the praise for the day.
And I get up, and then I see Dave. Big Dave. Dave's like, hey, bro, you good? I'm like, yeah, man. You gotta get up. You gotta get that next play mentality.
Oh, dude.
But
and this is in camp, right?
This is in camp.
And it's the
first day of shells.
It's not even the bad that happened. What really hurts is when you go back to your room and you look in the mirror and you're like,
yeah, so you really want this?
Well,
like, am I even good, bro? Like,
so the worst part about it is I was staying with Big Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Big Jack, Big Jack. And Big Jack, for those who don't know, is a 6'9" big man.
Behemoth.
He's always
Bigfoot.
happy. He's always happy, and he will always bring your mood up regardless of anything. And I was rooming with Big Jack, but Big Jack was a walk-on, and he had hurt his I think he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, he's in a. And
he went home. So I came home to a room in Shirley by myself, just like. Mm-hmm. I had my Parati's pizza or whatever food we got, or whatever food we got late at night. I'm like,
dude, it was awful. And it's funny because
eat the pain away.
It's just, I mean, like football is such a mental game. I mean, all sports to me, it's like if you can dominate the mental, you can dominate the sport.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny about that too. Is like you think that you're going through that by yourself, but again, like I think I was my sophomore year, and I don't know if we talked about it
No, because you had told me when we sat down at dinner.
Okay,
I was
having girl problems. He was too.
I was too, yeah. And I sat down by myself at train table, and I was sitting down by myself, and then I see this Big Steve put his plate down next to me. Colson put his plate down next to me. I'm like, bro, I really didn't want to talk to nobody today. I didn't want to be around nobody. Like, it's not a good time for me, man. Like, I'm gonna be mean. Yeah. And Steve was like, man, what's going on? I was like, man, like I'm struggling. He's like, what's going on? I told him about like my situation with my girl, which is that night thing back here is just so stupid.
Yeah.
But I mean, it happens. I think that's a part of growing.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like everybody's been through some
it
stuff
happens,
like that.
you know, and it just happens. You gotta get over it. And Steve was like saying like, man, it happened to me too, whatever. I mean, it made me feel a lot. It made me feel a lot better to know someone else is going through it, you know. Appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I looked at it's just I think the expression I gave off, I was like, man, I used to go back to this is what I was telling him. I was like, yeah, man, last year I used to go back to my room and just like dive my head, and he thought that was so funny.
Because I literally just did that 18 hours ago in my room. You know, I'm sitting there just like sulking, sad and just beat up. But yeah, no, and I feel like as you get older, you know, because that was my first camp. I didn't know what to expect, and I was like, this is god awful. Like, I was like, this is terrible. I can't believe people actually play college football. This is ridiculous. Like, y'all do this for how long? Like, you know. But that was also when we were practicing in the heat. And it was Coach P, and you know, Coach P's so intense, and you're like that first. I was the only one who came in the summer. Brandon and Marcus in my class, they came in the spring. So that first practice, it was like we jog out. All you hear is a chain. Ring, ring, ring. Yeah, practice opens up, and then you hear the freaking music playing.
Yeah. What's the first song they played?
Oh
my god!
That one.
For those of you who don't know, Coach P had the same playlist for practice for like 20 years. It was insane. So it's in great. Every time I hear freaking Paradise City or another song, I'm just like, bro, like I get PTSD.
I'm not gonna lie, his 2 songs, Game
On.
On
And
Game On. Yeah,
they got me turned.
Yeah, this is a playlist. But then, so first practice we're out there, and we just got done pre-practice, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm just kind of trying to follow the big behemoths.
Yeah.
And then all I hear is beep, and then it's just like, and then
1,000 miles per hour.
Yeah, everybody. You're like, I'm like, because it was punt. It was really punt, and I was on shield. The punt shield.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that don't know, punt shield. Next time you watch a TCU football game and we're on punt, there's like the front line, right, and then there's the back three. The back three is the shield.
That's right next to the punter.
Right in front of the punter. Okay, so they're obviously their job is to make sure the punt doesn't get blocked. Okay, but the problem is on shield if they're bringing it, somebody's gonna come free, and that person who's coming free is there just to make you have a bad day.
Yeah, so you have 11 on the other side, and you have maybe 9 of those guys that go back, and you'll maybe have 2 or 3 that just run at full speed. You're literally just standing there, and you have maybe like 2 or 3 that just run full speed at you, and you just have to just sit there and just take it. It sucks so bad.
I got hit my redshirt freshman year. Got hit so hard against OU. I thought I swallowed my mouth. Like literally, like I was and I was looking for it on the ground. I was like,
man, we've all had some moments like that, dude.
Oh yeah,
and dude,
for sure.
One of the last things I'll get into is I guess the 2020 year, that camp that we had. I had COVID.
Oh, that was the worst. It was both of us.
B. Cole was there, and there was 8 of us.
Yeah, so basically, like a bunch of the team caught COVID. That was that year where it kind of like started and growing. COVID started growing around like the country, and so it was like Steve, a grad transfer that we had, and a bunch of other people like just got.
We had like 8 people.
We had 5 people. We had 8 offensive linemen.
8 people, and I think like 2 of them were like hurt, so they couldn't go. We really had like 6 at one point that just went.
And then in practice during camp, you go 1s and 2s, and then if you have the bodies, you go 3s. But you always go 1s and 2s. So let's think about math. To have 1s and 2 O-line, you need to have a bare minimum of 10, and that's not even considering like having a center and guards and tackles. You just need 10 bodies.
Yeah.
And we had 8 bodies. Okay. And me and Brandon were really the only tackles because like a tackle is different than guard in the sense of really just pass pro. I think.
It's totally different. You can't have someone go from center to guard. It's rare that happens. And center to tackle, or guard to tackle. So they're limited on spots and who can play what.
So me and Brandon were playing the tackles, and I was playing right, he was playing left, and I vividly remember one play where we had just kept going because we just kept going. The ones would go out, or the ones would we'd be like, all right, one's off, and me and Brandon would just stay right there. We just stay right, and we're dead tired. And Coach A was like, come on, just a couple more series. I'm like, I don't know, Coach.
We just like locked eyes for like 2
he
weeks.
threw you in there.
So they called 45 one time where the tackle pool, and I look over at B. Cole, I'm like, and Coach A goes, B. Cole, Coke. Switch. I'm talking about this is like 2 seconds before the play. Yeah. Imagine how unprofessional that looks whenever you have your 2 tackles just going, nah, bro, we switching this play. Just because, so we're like, nah, we're switching.
That's crazy.
Because I couldn't have ran that play.
But to wrap things up, I think the story's funny because, we've been with each other for 4 years. Yeah. And it's just the things that people that have been on teams, for X amount of years, it's just funny just to reflect back off of the things that you've been through together. And you just look back like one day, like, oh my gosh, that was a bad day. And it sucks at the time, but when you talk about it to someone, there's always something funny that comes out of it.
It's always, there's always like, at the time, like, man, like I'm on national television, I just did this, XYZ. You look back at it, like, I'll take the K-State one that we're talking about today. Against K-State, I went to guard, and we had brought in Mike to play tackle at the end of the game, and me and Steve we were gonna double this guy, right? And Steve, me and Steve, he's a big dog. I'm like, all conference center. I'm like, we finna take this dude to the freaking parking lot. Okay, that's what me and Steve finna do. I was like, I'm running off the ball. We gonna do it. Yeah. Okay. Steve does, Steve's like, see ya. So I get left by myself.
You fell?
Yes.
But I got put on his back.
Wait, hold on. for him to fall, what were you trying to do? If
Bro, I was trying to gallop and I was trying to, I was trying to gallop and I was really trying to take this dude's like hip out.
The detail really just came off the ball. Bro.
He came off the ball hard, and you would call two left. You can see it on film. You called two left. I was like, dang, he really had to go. But come on, like. Anyways, so he called two left. I thought we was gonna do something, and I got caught my feet together, and I fell on my back, and he didn't make the play though. But yeah, I fell on my back. I fell on my back, and Steve's like, "What happened?" I'm like, and it's funny because in the middle of a game, you're like, I thought we was going,
Dude,
and then
remember when I said the other day, like after a play, you turn around, you always know who messes up, bro. You'll turn around, you hear the whistle blow, you're mid.
But you two are the funniest because I see you two, and you two are like, y'all, because like the nose make the play. I'm like, Steve, be cool. What happened?
This happens to everybody, I promise.
And y'all like,
because we start arguing, and the moment all goes.
I know. That is true. Whenever y'all done arguing, somebody goes, man, like that's on me. But it's just funny how y'all were like, wait, that was you, but I thought you was going. It's just, man, it's funny.
Crazy. It's funny story.
Yeah, but I think we're about to run out of time. Appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys having me, man.
I feel like it kind of opened up us more. You're actually our first guest. I'm sure you knew that. I'm excited to have more people on.
Yeah, man, I gotta get Gary out here for sure.
And, if you have any more questions for Andrew or want to know about him, his socials will be in the description.
Not his
socials.
Instagram.
Yeah, the one.
But yeah,
give me on LinkedIn.
Or check us out. So
yeah, but yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you, and then I guess we'll see y'all later.
Roxo